What's going on, internet? I am the Maskman, and as usual, I'm late to the party, and I'm reviewing the movie Dope. Just got done watching it, and I waited to the end of the movie to check and see if it was made by who I thought made it, and yeah, it's the same guy who made The Wood. The Wood, The Wood is a movie that's like in my top five, like and I debate like how high I want to rank, The Wood, but The Wood is one of my favorite movies of all time, and the same guy who directed and wrote that did this, and he even had old boy Stacy in the movie, and I was like, and he called him Stacy. I was like, oh shit, this shit is crazy. So I really love Stacy. If you like The Wood, then you really like that part of seeing him be the security guard. He didn't die in like a shootout. He made it. You know, old girl, um, Lisa. I may be fucking her name up. The I can't even remember the names of the characters. I can't remember the names of the characters for this movie I didn't just watch. But Dope was a really good movie. It was really smart. I wasn't expecting that type of movie. It was called Dope, and I thought it was just about kids being retro and whatnot. They put they put a gay girl in the crew. Gayness is chic. We gotta have a gay character. I'm glad it was a halfway decent looking woman instead of a gay dude character. I'm glad they went that route and they didn't really make too much of a big deal about the character's gayness. It wasn't, because I really hate when movies try to make a political statement, and they definitely didn't do that. When they try to make a political statement as gay is okay, you must like gayness. This movie didn't do that. It was just, we dressed the character up like a boy to make you think it was a boy in the beginning, and for the rest of the movie she was dressed like a girl. It was so much of a switch between the first time you saw that character and how she was the rest of the movie. It was almost like you just did that shit to fuck with people, because she wasn't dressed like a boy for the rest of the movie. She had on halter tops and shit that a boy wouldn't wear. You was fucking with us. Anyway, the movie was great. It was a movie that you thought wasn't going to be about dope, but it was actually about dope for real. It was about Molly's. And it was kind of funny how they worked it. The kid got to show his intelligence and how smart he was and how good his friendships were, because of his friendships and because of his intellect. He was able to navigate a situation that was totally foreign to him, that was completely out of his element, and he adapted because he had a base that could support him. It's very important to have a base. It's very important to have, the right people around you. And this movie kind of exemplify, like, if you got the right people around you and the right connection, there's no situation that you can't work your way out of. If you're a thinking man, if you're an intellect, then you can beat anything that life throws at you. And that's what this movie showed. He came out, he had a bag full of dope. He didn't have no good options. He went around, he figured out what he had to do, and he boxed in the only person who could bring the fire on him. He said, nigga, if you ever try to bring this shit back on me, I'm gonna light your ass on fire. I got an answer for your question. I got an answer for you. And I loved it. I loved it. Great movie. Certainly up there. I don't know what this nigga's infatuation is with Inglewood. That's gotta be his hometown. Because this nigga be making love stories about Inglewood. One of the things I also loved about the movie is they didn't let him get that bitch. The boy, the main character, the dope dude, the high top fade guy. They didn't let him. Zoe Kravitz was the love interest sort of in this film. The chick he was infatuated with. I'm like, your game ain't good enough, nigga. You shouldn't get this bitch. I don't give a fuck what kind of story bullshit they try to put together. I don't believe you getting this bitch. You not getting her. So I'm glad they didn't give her to him, that they were just going to have fun. And it wasn't going to be about, you know, screwing. It wasn't going to be about that. So I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad the director of The Wood didn't try to remake one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in a movie ever. The If you hurt me, I'm gonna give you the fifth scene from The Wood. If you watch The Wood, you know what I'm talking about. I'm glad he ain't try to remake that scene. But Dope is great. If you haven't seen Dope, if you need the Masked Man to tell you that Dope is a good movie, please check it out. It'll make you think about friendship. It'll make you think about life and how to deal with challenges and what situations to go in. Because honestly, this whole thing could have been avoided if he would have followed Corey Holcomb's advice and never came here to a nigga that's telling you to come here. If a nigga telling you to come here, don't come here. Okay? Don't come here. The whole thing would have been squashed like that if he would have just, you know, threw the dope in the toilet, threw the phone away, and never talked about it again. There's a whole lot of ways he could have worked this other than becoming a dope dealer. But he played it the way that he wanted to play it. The Harvard thing, I like the fact that the kid had ambition and that he wanted to go to Harvard. I don't like how I got the Spike Lee ending of not really knowing whether he got in. He kind of smirked, but it was one of those smirks where you don't know if he got in or not. But he was an ambitious man, and he wanted to go to Harvard, but he didn't have like a after Harvard. Like they never explained in the movie like what he wanted to go to Harvard for. It's like because he was looking at what the man who was the Connect, he was looking at him and what he did, dry cleaning and all that. He was very disappointed about how far he came in life, and he wanted to go to Harvard. But what do you want to go to Harvard for? Why do you want to go? In the movie, at the very end, it says, you wouldn't ask me that question if I was white because of my accomplishments. But what do you want to do, nigga? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? Where do you want to go? How do you want to contribute to the world? What is Harvard going to do for you that you couldn't do somewhere else? It really made me think. So I'm gonna keep reasoning on this. I may have to check Dope out again, like a year or so, once a year maybe, if I have the ability to do so. May have to check it out and see, how I feel about it as I progress in this YouTube shit. See how I feel about that movie and what it means. I really like the friendships. I liked a lot about it. I like the intelligent gangster Dom, ASAP Rocky. Never really listened to his music, but pretty good actor. I believed his character. I think that's just great directing. I think when you have a good director, you can make non-actors decent actors. Jennifer Lopez. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about the movie Dope. And if you leave it in the comments, if you have any questions, if there's anything, because I got 20 days before my video starts slowing down. So if there's any movie on Netflix that you want me to check out and you want me to review, you can let me know. Leave it in the comments, or you can send me an email, TheMrMaskman@gmail.com. Rate the video, like it or dislike it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with the videos that I'm making, and you can follow me on Twitter and find me on Facebook at TheMrMaskman. That's all I have to say about this movie. So I will see you in the next video.